Here we go. Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode number 258. We're here reviewing the 30th episode, of Kamen Rider Zeztz, known as Order. And given the fact I have an in right now, which is over 20 episodes, I am currently 2 episodes in right now, that being Welcome Demon Emercon, that one's 24 episodes. This right now with this episode, there's like 20 more episodes left to go for Zeztz. Yeah, 20 more to go and then we're done. That reminds me, I need to do this here. Yeah, so this show will be finished up first. Yes. You're thinking, really? This will be finished up for anime? Yeah. Yeah, this is finished up roughly like a full month before Walk and Demon Skirmicon wraps up. Yeah, roughly like a full month before that wraps up. This will wrap up. And of course, I have heard various different announcements recently. I'll talk about here real quick about the episode itself. I do know that this year they're going to release a 20th anniversary movie for Kamen Rider Agato, which I'm going to be watching that one. Hopefully we get subbed. There's also going to be a 20th anniversary movie for Kamen Rider Kabuto, which I haven't seen Kabuto yet, but I'm going to hopefully get a chance to watch it. They did release a logo for the 20th anniversary for Kamen Rider Den-O, which 20th anniversary is next year. There's going to be a bunch of like movies for like explore like Legendary Rider. There's going to be animated series. A lot of stuff planned basically because this year is the 55th anniversary of the very first episode of the original Kamen Rider series. Yeah, 55 years. And I've only reviewing Kamen Rider now for I think like about 5 years now I've been reviewing Kamen Rider. I believe so. Let me take a look at that because I started with the original Kamen Rider series. Because I'm thinking it was roughly about 5 years ago when I officially started my reviews. This one. Did I skip a number? I was thinking I'm scrolling down here. Like, did I skip a number? Oh, no, I did not. Okay. That's fine. For a second there, I thought I skipped a number, but no, I did not skip a number. Okay. I have basically had to sadly split up some reviews for, of course, 2 episodes, mainly because when I'm reviewing them I get interrupted because of dinner. Alright, here we go. So, very first episode I did was this is a surprise. So the very first review I ever did for Kamen Rider was not 5 years ago, it was roughly 4 years ago. And because in just 2 months basically be the 5th anniversary of, the 4th anniversary of doing the series. I would have thought though that I would have got a little more done like I have with Kamen Rider and Metal Heroes. Well, the reason why I haven't got as much, let's say, Sentai, because I didn't think of reviewing this. So I had heard the name Kamen Rider. Of course, my introduction for Kamen Rider was in fact the very first Tenchi movie. That was my introduction to it. Kind of in a ways, I was also introduced things to Saban's Masked Rider. When I saw the movie, I only recognized one of the return villains, not being Count Drago's counterpart, which in Black RX is General Jark. And since then, basically, I have pretty much gone through the entire Showa era, and not a lot of the Heisei era. In the case of the three decades we have, your Heisei Phase 1, Phase 2, and Reiwa, in the case Phase 1, I've gone through the first 3 other Heisei phase would be Kuga, Agato, and Ryuki. I've also done Decade. That's 4. For phase 2, I've only done so far just Double, O's, and Forze. Though for those 3, I did those out of order. Well, actually, I did those in reverse. I did Forze first, and O's, and then I did Double. So the way I did those, so when I was doing the reviews of this thing, cool. Yeah. So my order of the Heisei era shows, the show I did pretty much mostly in order. There wasn't a single show era show I did out of order because I did the original series, B3, X. It was X, Amazon, Stronger, Skyrider, Black RX. Yes, I did include the special and the 3 movies in the 90s, but I had to do Kuga earlier than I thought I would do because, of course, basically we were going to stream it for Discord. So I mostly got done at that point. I do enjoy Kuga. Kuga's a fun show. Yeah. So, okay, so here's the order basically I did the shows. Of course, the original one, B3, X, Amazon, Stronger. After Stronger, I did Kuga. That was done, like I mentioned earlier. After Kuga, I did Skyrider, Super 1, Black RX. Of course, I did the special between Super 1 and Black. After Black RX, I did do 3 movies. Then, after I finished Showa era, the way that the Heisei eras worked out was interesting. So first I started Agato, and then I had to stop because I was not having much interest in it. I just put it on hold for a bit, come back later. I did come back later. Did Forze, O's, Ryuki. This is no I moved up early, purely because I had heard online this was really good. And no denying it was true. And I think about it though, I should have probably got back to Agato, which I did. I finished Agato, I did Ryuki, and I did Decade, I did Double. The reason why I did Double right after I did Decade was because basically that was not only the next one, but because of the Movie Wars 2010, the very first one. That was primarily the reason why, and plus I've heard basically this is one of those shows for the Heisei Phase 2 that's really good. And proved the case. And now basically I've also gone through this show, Zeztz, which I'm now 30 episodes in, and now I've also started watching the first completed Railroad series, that being 01, which I'm 30 episodes in. I'm on break with that one. So it is quite interesting how far I've gotten. So in the span of 4 years, I've only completed 16 Kamen or so's out of, I think it's like, let's see, because they have entries. They have like 40 entries. Take out the special from the 80s, the 3 movies, 1990s. So I have 37 shows. Like I said, I've only completed 16. I'm currently working on one right now, and of course, basically, like, you take Zeztz, was a currently working on right now, and working on 01. As of right now, this is where I left to go, but the numbers, my watch list basically don't add up here. So, for Phase 1, I have currently 6 more shows to go. For Phase 2, I have 7 to go. For Reiwa, after I finish up 01, because basically part of that one I had 6 to go, because I'm working on Zeztz now, so I only have like 5 left. And if you add up numbers, 6 plus 7 is 13. You add 5 to that. That is roughly 18 shows. But for some weird reason, not sure why, it somehow basically is included that I now have exactly 16 left. I don't know exactly how, but somehow basically, like, it is kind of weird. I'm not going to do what series is next up to 01. That'll happen when I finish up 01. Yeah. And that's kind of how it is right now. Yes, there is definitely a plan to do Amazons and Black Sun. I'll do those eventually. I don't have media plans in them, but those definitely scheduled. Yes. So, when I finish up 01, I will review a new watching thing I'm going to do where, because right now I'm just doing a Sentai, Kamen Rider Metal Heroes. But when I finish those shows, it's kind of formulated because Sentai only have about 2 more to go to finish up. Kira Major, Metal Heroes currently has, like, as finished the current, so we're going to have 5 left. Yeah, 5. It's going to be interesting how I basically cover the rest of those ones. I'll reveal that at some point because it's going to be a very interesting one. But as for this new episode itself, by the way, I'm never not enjoying. Let me say this again here. So, I have really enjoyed watching Kamen Rider. It's something I'm kind of almost addicted to watching because it's a fun show, the fun franchise to watch. It's something different from all the Sentai stuff, and plus also it's going to still be there. The stuff like Sentai officially wrapped up. Yeah, Sentai is wrapped up, and now pretty much basically I just have this. I have this Metal Heroes and the Ultra franchise left, which that will be coming back soon. It's just that I wanted to get done the other stuff first because I had a bit too much on my plate, and plan still is to finish up Sentai Metal Heroes before I bring back the Ultra series for reviews. Yes, before I bring that back, I gotta put these other stuff behind me. Maybe I'll also put behind me Kamen Rider as well because I want to make sure I have a clear focus on that when I get to it. But as for this new episode, in a nutshell, so pretty much we had the revelation that Matsumi, who had been Baku's sister in episode 1, is not actually his sister. She's an agent of code, and the whole thing of him being his sister was nothing more than a cover story to protect him. For reasons, per se. Now, why? And apparently it's all shown in flashback that Zero was one who signed her to this. Yes, Zero. You know, the guy in charge of the agency. He recruited her because apparently the parents died at some point, and they were agents of code, so he recruited Matsumi to basically be Baku's protector, Belza's sister. The reason for this is not really explained. It's like, okay, so we kind of get an explanation of the shocking revelation in the last episode. Okay. But I kind of felt this, though, basically with this, that we didn't exactly get much here when it comes to, like, here's a question I would like, I will hopefully get a chance to, hopefully to my answer soon. Why? Why all this? And also the fact that she's a nightmare, and of course we do have, outside of the premonition dream, we do have Fujima confronting Okuda. And interesting, Okuda arrives in the Zeztz command center, which is actually the first time in the real world he's actually been there, because technically he's been there once before in the dream with the premonition stuff, when Baku brought him and Nem to the base. Which is interesting, though, because he was kind of like a regular antagonist towards Zeztz. Now they're kind of reluctant allies against Code and Stig. So it's like, yeah, so goes in the dream, morphs into Capsule, of course, fight, of course, the cat also almost really breaking reality itself. And then Capsule evolves into kind of Zeztz Odin mode, and this thing allows him to remove Matsumi from the cat nightmare and kill Nightmare that way. By the way, Stig himself, he does nothing. He just sits there and watch the whole time. So you're probably thinking, what's the point of me being here? Just to acknowledge the fact he exists. That's the only reason why he's here. And ends right there. And looks like next week we're going to have a competition between Zero and Zeztz, which should be interesting to say the least. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, but not much else to say about this. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is a comic corner. Yep. Yep, and well, hopefully it'll be at that point. Okay, see you next video.